I noticed something very strange the other day when I activated my Indonesian dating site. I still keep the account, but I switched off the profile. But once in a while I just check to see what's going on there. And what I noticed is that there are now, I wouldn't say many, but there are from time to time a few white Western women hanging around on these Asian dating sites. And by the way, I also have noticed it on Filipino dating sites, and this is something completely new. That was not the case even last year. So white Western women in their middle age contacting me, liking me, sending me messages. And yeah, I find it a little bit weird, because what are these women doing on Asian dating sites? Have they figured something out? Do they know? I mean, it's just a theory, but do they know? Have they noticed also that more and more Western men are fed up with white Western women? Don't want to have to do anything with them. So now these women are, I don't know, checking out these Asian dating sites because they know many Western men hang around on these dating sites and want to get to know Indonesian women, Filipino women, any kind of Southeast Asian women, because we know it is not only a trend anymore. I think it has been a movement already for many years, maybe for at least the past 5, 6, 7 years. More and more Western men are leaving their home turf and set sail for better places, at least when it comes to dating, but also when it comes to lifestyle, right? And everything I talked about this in other videos. There are many reasons why Western guys, or the so-called the Western guys, become so-called expats, right? By the way, before I forget, walking here, I don't think I need to introduce this place, but I do it anyway. Here on Legian Beach in Bali. Not really my favorite place, but I have a friend here and she lives here, so I visit her. She's actually from Java, from Solo, Central Java, but she and her family, they live here and she works here. So I haven't seen her also in years, so now I'm visiting her. But anyway, so these white Western women, and obviously the women who contact me, these white girls, they are already in their middle age, like let's say between 35 and 45 years old. Because I'm 48, so they check my profile. So, but I don't know what to make of it. Most of these women, these white women, they have only one profile picture, which is shady in my opinion. I mean, some Indonesian women also have just one profile pic, in a bad quality. That doesn't mean they are scammers or something like that. But I noticed most of these white women have only one profile pic, and I don't know what to make of it. Is it like a glitch? But I don't think so. I mean, we know how these dating site operators work, At the end, when it comes to the end of your subscription, they hit you with all kinds of pretty girls, introduce them to you, and it seems to you like they're really interested in these girls. But there is a lot of manipulation also going on, how these dating site operators play. But anyway, I just assume this is real. These white women are real. But I'm not interested in middle-aged white women. I talked about this in one of my latest videos, and I can see their pics. Wow, they're so unattractive. Yuck, for me, It's absolutely no-go territory for me. Yeah. Yeah, not attractive at all, and not my age range also, you know. I'm interested in younger Asian girls. I'm 48, you know. I'm interested to meet girls in their, let's say, mid-20s, early 30s, mid-30s. That's okay for me. But when I compare these white women who are there on the side with these Indonesian women, there's a big difference, you know. Because a 35-year-old white woman or a 40-year-old white woman looks so much older than a 35 or 40-year-old Indonesian woman, you know. I think we all can confirm this, you know, as our experience. But the Asian girls, the Asian women, also the boys and the men, you know, they look naturally a bit younger also, you know, anyway. But I'm not interested to date a 40-year-old white woman. And then many of these women have tattoos and stuff, and I hate tattoos. Yeah, I don't have any tattoos. It's my personal preference. That's all good. And you might have a full-grown beard and are tattooed from head to toe. That's your business. I don't mind. You can do what you want. But when it comes to women, I hate tattoos on women. This is just one of my standards, one of my how to say, massive, intense, unbreakable rules. Yeah, no woman with a tattoo comes into my home. End of story, period. You know, I just don't like it. And many of these Western women on these dating sites, they have tattoos, very visible tattoos, and it's just not my taste. And you may like it, that's all good, go for it, you know. Here in Bali also you can see a lot of Bali chicks, local chicks, you know, with tattoos. And we all know and what kind of trade they're working in most of the time. So that's a good thing. Everybody is free to do what they want to do, you know, but I don't like tattooed girls, you know. And one more thing, just because, you know, sometimes you hear this criticism, oh, you are 48, oh, you are 55 already, or you're 60 and you're dating a woman who is 30 years younger than you, oh, she could be your daughter. What a stupid argumentation. I mean, technically, yes, it could be my daughter, but stupid argumentation. Look, I want to make it very clear. Just because I'm getting older does not mean that younger women get more unattractive to me. Let me repeat this. Just because I'm getting older does not mean at all that younger women get more unattractive to me. It's actually the opposite. And my taste has not really changed. I remember when I was in Hong Kong, for example, almost 20 years ago when I arrived there, my first time in Southeast Asia, living and working there, I was 29 years old. Correct? 29. No, I was 28. 28 years old. So I was in my best age, right? And yeah, my interest, I was interested in same age women, you know, but most of my Filipina girlfriends and Indonesian girlfriends at the time, they were like maybe 2 years younger, 4 years younger, 5 years younger. So an age range which most of the people would consider absolutely quote unquote normal, right? So yeah, I was 28. I did not date 35-year-old women or 40-year-old women. I dated average 25-year-old girls. So now I'm 48, 20 years later, but my taste is somehow the same. I can't help it, you know. And I think we all agree, these women in their mid-20s or late 20s, for example, they are just so very much attractive because this is the nature of things. This is the age range when these women are also the most attractive, and it needs to be that way, yeah, because it's all about mating, dating and mating. And then, you know, reproduction, right, at the end of the day. And I'm 48, and yeah, I'm just not interested to date same age women because they are so unattractive, especially the white women, you know. No way. Anyway, but I noticed these women now hanging around there. Funny, huh? I find it funny because it wasn't the case until last year. So what are they doing? What the hell are they doing on these dating sites? Try to fish for white men or foreigners or expats or black men or what? It doesn't matter. Expats, you know, from Western countries, because they maybe know, oh, they can catch these guys. Anyway, it doesn't make sense to me. Yeah. And more men, like I mentioned, you know, they head east, southeast, off to better shores in terms of lifestyle and dating, right? And everybody has different preferences. Some people, many guys, of course, they come here for dating also. Maybe they are divorced, they want to find a new wife or a new partner, new girlfriend, whatever. Some other guys, they are just committed bachelors. There's so many possibilities and options and preferences. That's all good, you know. And Southeast Asia is a great choice, you know. So many things to explore. More and more Western guys, yeah, they settle here, they retire here, they start businesses here. Again, Bali is not really my preferred choice. I've done videos about it, I've talked about it. It's not my place. I consider Bali not even Indonesia, and this is the feeling I have when I come here. I know it's Indonesia, it belongs to Indonesia, but you know, they could make Bali separate, a sovereign state, and it would be okay. Because Bali is so westernized, you know. I mean, here, especially in the tourist areas. Hey, and I'm not complaining, I'm just commenting, okay? Because I'm here and I have no issue to be here for 1 or 2 weeks. Because I know my way around and I know how it is and I accept the things who they are, and I don't complain like maybe a few years ago, you know. So yeah, you have a lot of Western people here and idiots and stupid people and maybe not so stupid people, and a lot of newbies here and drunkards and crowds and morons and hillbillies and rednecks and you name it. And by the way, in the back you can see the volcano, not you but me. Very nice, beautiful morning here, and the waves. Yeah, Bali is famous for surfers. But anyway, so it's just the way it is. And one more thing, I noticed the beach is clean. Last year there was a lot of trash here. So yeah, maybe the Bali government now put the money to use. They collect with the tourism tax. I think the tourism tax is still in place, right? But 100 grand, 100,000 rupiah, I think it's still in place. And I don't see any trash here anymore. That's very good, because it was terrible last year. And also they have a new domestic terminal here in Bali. They upgraded or built a complete new terminal. I arrived here just the other day. And it's new, it's beautiful, it's nice, really good. So they invested money in infrastructure here in Bali. This is a good thing, but again, it's not my place. And for many people it is. I know guys who, I don't know, travel to Bali or stay here long term and think they kind of escape the Western world, but then they make this mistake. They're just hanging around with the same people, Westerners, you know, Americans, Canadians, whatever, Australians, and then they stay in their expat bubble. And it's basically the same thing than just staying in the US or in Canada or in Australia and do your thing over there. But anyway, I don't want to criticize these guys. Everybody can do what they want, you know. Again, for me, Bali is only one among so many destinations in Southeast Asia. It's one of the popular ones, yeah, but not necessarily one of the, in my opinion, best ones, you know. Bali is really, really not attractive at all, at least not this area here. I mean, the island is big. You have many more really secluded and beautiful places in other parts of the island. This is true. I have not even discovered yet, but I know they are there, you know. And yeah, in one of my next videos I will talk about this Bali situation, and we'll talk about the expat life in Bali, because I know a few people who live here, and I also have a buddy who lives here. He's from the States, you know, and I had a very interesting chat with him the other day. We don't talk about dating anymore. We talk about, he's also mid-40s, so nowadays we have been talking about, you know, I call it the midlife thoughts, not a midlife crisis. We are not in a midlife crisis. I'm not in a midlife crisis, not at all. He is also not in a midlife crisis. But let's call it midlife thoughts. You know, we are like basically now in our mid-40s, and it's interesting, you know, to talk to these guys, because they have very similar thoughts to me. You know, he came from the States, living now in Bali long term. That was always his dream. But now, since he is here, now already for 6 months or something like that, it's not so exciting anymore. And he also now thinks what to do. Should I go back to the States to make more money, or should I stay? So also these thoughts are coming up in his mind, you know. He's not really clear what to do. I mean, technically he should, I mean, on the other side, you know, many people probably are envious and admire him, but you know, this is only when you look from the outside. But once you're yourself in the situation, and the things are not so shiny anymore, you know. I mean, he's not depressed or something like that, but he has these thoughts, you know, what to do with his life, where is life going to take me, what should I do? So you see, he's mid-40s and not really sure also what to do. And this is what I find interesting, you know. Is there ever an answer anyway to all the questions, you know? But I will elaborate on this a little bit more in my next video, yeah, in one of my next videos, because interesting stuff. This is the stuff. These are the topics we guys talk about in our mid-40s or late 40s or maybe early 50s. You know, we have different priorities. We have different views on life. We have a certain life experience already. We went through a lot of shit, some of us, and some of us were also very lucky. And I can tell you, my life also has been a roller coaster up until now, you know. And now I also want to talk about these topics, you know, in my videos. Like I said in my previous video, my videos are not only about pick up and hooking up and getting laid here in Asia. I'm not 28 anymore, you know. I don't need to give advice to any newbies or youngsters, you know. These dudes have to figure it out for themselves, you know. I rather talk about how to improve your inner game, in order to be more attractive to women also in Southeast Asia, because, you know, chasing women also here in Southeast Asia, chasing women has nothing to do with actually attracting good quality girls. They're two separate things. Too many men chase women also here in Asia and have no success. They're just ending up with garbage girls, you know, hookers, gold diggers and what else and whatnot. But in order to attract high quality women, you don't need to chase them. You have to work on your fucking inner game, yeah. Clean yourself up, become confident and secure and indifferent, and then you will attract people automatically, not only women but also other men. So yeah, this is this. And then I also will talk about the other midlife thoughts, topics, you know. I will meet another guy who is here in Bali now, and he also said, hey Marcel, when you are in Bali, let's meet up and let's discuss the topics of life. And I like it, you know, because this is what we guys are talking about. He's also in his mid-40s, you know, and I like to discuss the topics of life, you know, because this is way more interesting than this juvenile, immature teenage bullshit how to get laid. You know, you can watch other videos on YouTube who are discussing these topics extensively, you know. But anyway, little doggy here. The Bali dogs. I'm done for today. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. Have you also noticed these white middle-aged Western girls from, I don't want to say even girls, no, women. I don't want to say slobs, okay? No, that would not be fair, okay? Let's call them just middle-aged, not so attractive women from the United States and Britain mostly, who now are hanging around on Asian dating sites. That doesn't make sense to me at all. Anyway, checking out here from, I think it's, I'm in I'm in Seminyak now already. It's going hand in hand here with the beaches, but I'm positively impressed. The beaches are clean. And they are not so crowded now because it's just 9 in the morning. This is the best time to hang around and do your stuff here. You wait until the afternoon, everything will be packed. It's crazy. It's like in Phuket and Patong Beach basically, but now it is very, very comfortable here. You have space, not so many people, the beach is clean, the weather is nice, and you can do your thing. So, thanks for watching, and I'm gonna see you in one of my next videos. Take care. Bye bye from Bali.